I'm Kaylee, a singer-songwriter, pop singer, radio host, TV presenter, and solo mother of two. And my story. I started off singing when I was 14, and I've had an amazing journey in this industry of music and media, and I've been able to travel the world. And one place I went, and I've spent the last 7 years in Los Angeles. I moved over to Los Angeles, namely to get away from the stigma that music has on New Zealand artists in New Zealand, and just to try and branch out and try something new. I got to Los Angeles, and of course I was the only one there, had no family, no friends, and for the first few years it was fun, it was a new adventure. And then after a couple of years it started dawning on me that I didn't have anybody to talk to. Things weren't going the way that I wanted it to. I kind of realized that my life was taking a different turn, and I was very lonely, didn't have anybody to express my concerns to or anyone to help, and just things weren't going how I wanted it to. And it kind of took even more of a toll after I had my two children in Los Angeles, and I realized that this isn't and wasn't the life that I wanted, and it wasn't the direction that I wanted. I slowly started, I guess, being a recluse. I'd stay inside all day. I wouldn't want to leave the house, but if I let the kids outside, I'd normally just sit on the stairs and just watch them play in the driveway. I was quite withdrawn, and I wouldn't talk to anybody about anything because I didn't think that anybody understood what I was going through or how I felt, because I was in a strange country, all alone. I guess that just put me further and further back into a hole that I just felt I couldn't get out of. And I was too embarrassed to talk to my family about it, because I thought, oh my gosh, I put myself in this position. You know, it's my problem. I need to try and fix it. And I just had no idea how to fix it. It was really a really lonely moment. I realized that I was in a really dark place when my children were crying and crying and crying, and I had just finished a gig. And I was just so in such a low point. I just felt so down and just so stressed out and just so upset that I put them both in their bed and I just shut the door, and they were screaming and crying, and I locked their door, and I just sat by their door and I just cried. I couldn't call anybody. I had no one, and that was the lowest point. Daily life for me now is happy. It's full of excitement. I live every moment like I won't ever experience it again. And I think that's such a great way to live. I fill it up with my sports and my exercising because that's what I love to do. I still play in my band, and performing live on stage with the band, it makes me feel so alive. And I've been fortunate enough for my children to be able to see that too, and they never saw that before. And it makes them feel so happy to see me happy. I'd be spontaneous every now and then. You know, go tandem biking with a girlfriend. We go kayaking every now and then. Just have a random barbecue with great friends and great company and great laughter. You know, have family dinners or family outings to the park. You know, those are the great things that make you feel better. And that's what I think that people should enrich their lives with, because it helps me. It's helping me now continuously. I realised when I was going through everything and being able to talk about stuff, there was really nothing to be embarrassed about. And that was the main thing. Whether you're an adult or a teenager or a child, you know, you're not a robot. You're human, and it's okay to feel down. It's okay to feel upset. It's okay to have these emotions. And then realizing that everyone else goes through them, I realized, you know what? Nothing is ever as bad as it really seems. You know, breaking up with somebody, I had to leave my children's father behind in another country. It's not as bad as it seems, because I look at my children now and they are thriving. They're happy. They have a happy mother, which is a great one. But just knowing that nothing is ever as bad as it seems. There's always that light at the end of the tunnel. There's always somebody that can sympathise and understand where you're going because they've experienced the same trauma or the same experiences and situations that you've been through. You're never alone. And I think that's the main thing that people need to remember. You always need to remember you're never alone.